Be as you wish to seem. Socrates. Imagine for yourself a character, a model personality, whose example you determine to follow in private as well as in public. Epictetus. Toil and risk is the price of glory, but it is a lovely thing to live with courage and die, leaving an everlasting fame. Alexander the Great. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Aristotle. He who assists the wicked will in time rue it. Periander. Do not mock at anyone. Adurbadi Marasvand. In anger, we should refrain from both speech and action. Pythagoras. The direction in which education starts, a man will determine his future in life. Plato. Sloth is the great enemy, the inspirer of cowardice, irresolution, self-pitying grief, and trivial, hair-splitting doubts. Sloth may also be a psychological cause of sickness. It is tempting to relax from our duties, take refuge in ill health, and hide under a nice warm blanket. Patanjali. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. Marcus Aurelius. Be moderate in order to taste the joys of life in abundance. Epicurus. By living a life based on wisdom and truth, one can discover the divinity of the soul, its union to the universe, the supreme peace and contentment which comes from satisfying the inner drive for self-discovery. Egyptian proverb. You cannot have a proud and chivalrous spirit if your conduct is mean and paltry, for whatever a man's actions are, such must be his spirit. Demosthenes. Everything in excess is opposed to nature. Hippocrates. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. Seneca the Younger. He who knows things and in fighting puts his knowledge into practice will win his battles. He who knows them not, nor practices them, will surely be defeated. Sun Tzu. Don't try to cover your mistakes with false words. Rather, correct your mistakes with examination. Pythagoras. Instead of solid accomplishments, the man pursues pleasures and self-gratification. He will never achieve anything so long as he is surrounded by dissipating temptations. Yi Jing. Listen to all that you hear and do not repeat it at random. Adurbadai Maraspand. Where two discourse, if the one's anger rise, the man who lets the contest fall is wise. Euripides. The kind of man who always thinks that he is right, that his opinions, his pronouncements, are the final word, when once exposed, shows nothing there. But a wise man has much to learn without a loss of dignity. Sophocles. Destroy the seed of evil, or it will grow up to your ruin. Aesop. He who runs away from a fearful calamity, a foreign invasion, a terrible famine, and the companionship of wicked men is safe. Chanakya. Forge thy tongue on an anvil of truth, and what flies up, though it be but a spark, will have light. Pindar. To rank the effort above the prize may be called love. Confucius. Men will judge your past deeds by your last deed. Publius Cyrus. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of, for credit is like fire. Once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it. But once you extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. The way to a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Socrates. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Epictetus. The best way to manage anything is by making use of its own nature. Lao Tzu. There was something in me that would not rest until I fulfilled a grand destiny. Thus, I created an empire in my thoughts long before I began to win an empire in reality. Xenophon. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Marcus Aurelius. But he who neither thinks for himself nor learns from others is a failure as a man. Hesiod. Habits change into character. Nothing is stronger than habit. Ovid. Believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. Gautama Buddha. Hold a wise man whose position is exalted in high esteem, ask his opinion, and listen to it. Aderbadi Maraspand. No man ever wetted clay and then left it, as if there would be bricks by chance and fortune. Plutarch. Above all things, respect yourself. Pythagoras. Cease to hope, and you will cease to fear. Seneca the Younger. When anger spreads through the breath, guard thy tongue against barking idly. Sappho. Hardly any human being is capable of pursuing two professions or two arts rightly. Plato. When we give someone our time, we actually give a portion of our life that we will never take back. Alexander the Great. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. The time when you should, most of all, withdraw into yourself is when you are forced to be in a crowd. Epicurus. Self-confidence should always ride side by side with a strong sense of humility. Xenophon. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. Lao Tzu. Moral excellence is an ornament for personal beauty, righteous conduct for high birth, success for learning, and proper spending for wealth. Chanakya. Worry not that no one knows you. Seek to be worth knowing. Confucius. Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Epictetus. He that always gives way to others will end up in having no principles of his own. Aesop. Be of good repute, so that you may live at ease. Audubad immerse. Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers. Socrates. Perseverance alone does not assure success. No amount of stalking will lead to game in a field that has none. Yi Jing. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. Pythagoras. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Seneca the Younger. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Aristotle. Each of the substances of a man's diet acts upon his body and changes it in some way, and upon these changes his whole life depends. Hippocrates. A man, though wise, should never be ashamed of learning more and must unbend his mind. Sophocles. Be industrious. Let thine eyes be open, lest you become a beggar. For the man that is idle cometh not to honor. Egyptian proverb. You have to assemble your life by yourself, action by action. Marcus Aurelius. Begin at once to live. Count each day as a separate life. Seneca the Younger. To write well, express yourself like common people, but think like a wise man, or think as wise men do, but speak as the common people do. Aristotle. Rule your mind with serenity rather than with force and manipulation. Lao Tzu. The readiest and surest way to get rid of censure is to correct ourselves. Demosthenes. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. Seneca the Younger. Be careful what you water your dreams with. Water them with worry and fear, and you will produce weeds that choke the life from your dream. Water them with optimism and solutions, and you will cultivate success. Always be on the lookout for ways to turn a problem into an opportunity for success. Always be on the lookout for ways to nurture your dream. Lao Tzu. If evil is said of thee, and if it is true, correct thyself. If it is a lie, laugh at it. Epictetus. The highest goal of music is to connect one's soul to their divine nature, not entertainment. Pythagoras. No pleasure lasts long unless there is variety in it. Publius Cyrus. The sage is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. Lao Tzu. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epicurus. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal, and as though you were scared of missing it. Confucius. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Socrates. We give up leisure so that we may have leisure, just as we go to war so that we may have peace. Aristotle. Do not destroy your own soul for the sake of anger or vengeance. Adurbat ig maharespand. The level of our success is limited only by our imagination. Aesop. When you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bonds. Patanjali. A horse is a thing of beauty. None will tire of looking at him as long as he displays himself in his splendor. Xenophon. A wise man should not divulge the formula of a medicine which he has well prepared, an act of charity which he has performed, domestic conflicts, private affairs with his wife, poorly prepared food he may have been offered, or slang he may have heard. Chanakya. True men are strong-willed, have dignity in their demeanor, serenity in their expression. They are cool like autumn, warm like spring. Their passions arise like the four seasons, in harmony with the 10,000 creatures, and no one knows their limits. Zhuangzi. One does not run to reach success. One does not move to spoil it. Egyptian proverb. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Lao Tzu. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. Epictetus. The wise man gladly leaves fame to others. He does not seek to have credited to himself things that stand accomplished, but hopes to release active forces. That is, he completes his works in such a manner that they may bear fruit for the future. Yi Jing. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Seneca the Younger. Just as the various trades are most highly developed in large cities, food at the palace is prepared in a far superior manner. In small towns, the same man makes couches, doors, plows, and tables, and often he even builds houses, and still, he is thankful if only he can find enough work to support himself. A man of many trades can't do all of them well. In large cities, however, because many make demands on each trade, one alone is enough to support a man, and often less than one. For instance, one man makes shoes for men, another for women. There are places even where one man earns a living just by mending shoes, another by cutting them out, another just by sewing the uppers together, while there is another who performs none of these operations, but assembles the parts. Of necessity, he who pursues a very specialized task will do it best. Xenophon. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Marcus Aurelius. Let no one persuade you by word or deed to do or say whatever is not best for you. Pythagoras. Expect much from yourself and little from others, and you will avoid incurring resentments. Confucius. He is senseless who would match himself against a stronger man, for he is deprived of victory and adds suffering to disgrace. Hesiod. The fruits of the earth are not brought to perfection immediately, but by time, rain and care. Similarly, the fruits of men ripen through ascetic practice, study, time, perseverance, self-control, and patience. Anthony the Great. If a person fights the clear evidence of his senses, he will never be able to share in genuine tranquility. Epicurus. In war, practice dissimulation, and you will succeed. Sun Tzu. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Aristotle. Before the beginning of great brilliance, there must be chaos. Before a brilliant person begins something great, they must look foolish in the crowd. Yi Jing. Fortune never helps the faint-hearted. Sophocles. Accomplish, but do not boast. Accomplish without show. Accomplish without arrogance. Accomplish without grabbing. Accomplish without forcing. Lao Tzu. By persistent labor, man may attain to all excellence. Demosthenes. Do good, and keep your doors open to any who may come from far or near. For he who does not do good, and does not keep his doors open, will find the door of heaven and of paradise closed. Adurbadi Maraspand. You shall, I question not, find a way to the top if you diligently seek for it. For nature hath placed nothing so high that it is out of the reach of industry and valor. Alexander the Great. The superior man makes the difficulty to be overcome his first interest. Success only comes later. Confucius. Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you. Epictetus. Don't live by your own rules, but in harmony with nature. Epictetus. Diligence increaseth the fruit of toil. A dilatory man wrestles with losses. Hesiod. The sage, who is living outside the routine of the world, contemplates his own character, not as an isolated ego manifestation, but in relation to the laws of life. He judges freedom from blame to be the highest good. Yi Jing. When you need encouragement, think of the qualities the people around you have. This one's energy, that one's modesty, another's generosity, and so on. Nothing is as encouraging as when virtues are visibly embodied in the people around us, when we're practically showered with them. It's good to keep this in mind. Marcus Aurelius. Truly, men often fail to understand their own weaknesses, I said neutrally, and their lack of self-knowledge can bring terrible disasters down on their own heads. Xenophon. Better be wise by the misfortunes of others than by your own. Aesop. It is the task of a good man to help those in misfortune. Sophocles. Learn silence. With the quiet serenity of a meditative mind, listen, absorb, transcribe, and transform. Pythagoras. Your own positive future begins at this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here. Lao Tzu. When you have faults, do not fear to abandon them. Confucius. Genuine modesty sets one to creating order and inspires one to begin by disciplining one's own ego and one's immediate circle. Only through having the courage to marshal one's armies against oneself will something forceful really be achieved. Yi Jing. If you don't know, ask. You will be a fool for the moment, but a wise man for the rest of your life. Seneca the Younger. For I believe that the best life is lived by those who take the best care to make themselves as good as possible, and the pleasantest life by those who are most conscious that they are becoming better. Xenophon. In banquets, remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul. Whatever you shall have given to the body, you soon eject. But what you shall have given to the soul, you keep always. Epictetus. We can profit only by our own misfortunes and those of others. Though they may be the more beneficial, the former are also the more painful. Let us turn then to the latter. Polybius. A wise man does not chatter with one whose mind is sick. Sophocles. Don't make yourself a ferry on the river, and then strain to seek its fare. Take the fare from him who is wealthy, and let pass him who is poor. Egyptian proverb. The key to growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of consciousness into our awareness. Lao Tzu. Let no one delay the study of philosophy while young, nor weary of it when old. Epicurus. Practice these acts. Declare the past, diagnose the present, and foretell the future. Hippocrates. Shamelessness, they hold, treads close on the heels of ingratitude, and thus ingratitude is the ringleader and chief instigator to every kind of baseness. Xenophon. Do not be unduly glad when good fortune attends you, and do not be unduly downcast when misfortune befalls you. Adurbad I Maraspand. Take care not to hurt the ruling faculty of your mind. If you were to guard against this in every action, you should enter upon those actions more safely. Epictetus. It is only when the correct practice is followed for a long time, without interruptions, and with a quality of positive attitude and eagerness, that it can succeed. Patanjali. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in a few. Pythagoras. If you realize that all things change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. If you are not afraid of dying, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Lao Tzu. You should banish any thoughts of how you may appear to others. Marcus Aurelius. The man who procrastinates struggles with ruin. Hesiod. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. Confucius. Cleanse yourself before your own eyes, lest another cleanse you. When you prosper, found your household. Take a hardy wife, so that a son will be born to you. It is for the son you build a house when you make a place for yourself. Make good your dwelling in the graveyard. Make worthy your station in the west. Given that death humbles us, given that life exalts us, the house of death is for life. Seek for yourself well-watered fields. Choose for him a plot among your fields, well-watered every year. He profits you more than your own son. Prefer him even to your heir. Ardyadev. Unlimited possibilities are not suited to man. If they existed, his life would only dissolve in the boundless. To become strong, a man's life needs the limitations ordained by duty and voluntarily accepted. The individual attains significance as a free spirit only by surrounding himself with these limitations and by determining for himself what his duty is. Yi Jing. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Plato.